Hi, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous femme founders. Welcome to my channel. Here's how to obtain, get, own some pretty privilege. Pretty privilege isn't just physical on the outside, makeup, physicality without makeup. It's about how you see yourself, and other people will see that and they will treat you with the respect if they see you treating yourself with respect. You know the times when you think you look good? When you think you look good, you're super confident. You're more outgoing, you're more adventurous, you talk to more people. When you think you look good. Even if there's like this crazy trend that you're trying and then you look back, you're like, why did I wear that? So that's how your brain works, and we want to have that mindset all the time because you truly do look fabulous and it's all in your head. So you don't need to do any crazy trends. If that's what you like, go ahead, but like I'm saying, you don't need to do it. If you want to, you can. I'm doing this video personally without makeup to send that message that we need to get used to seeing people without makeup, seeing people be fine with themselves, that it's okay. Because growing up, when I was doing makeup, when I discovered makeup, I would do the loudest makeup, like bright colors, and just discovering makeup. But then I would go out and see a woman who was out without makeup or had minimal makeup or a natural look, whatever you want to call it. I thought, how come I'm not like that? How come I can't be fine with myself? We need to step into that and put that into the light. In clinical psychology, it's been proven over and over again. If you complain a lot, balance that out with saying a lot of positive things. It doesn't have to necessarily be things you're grateful for. It can. That's like an easy route. Challenge yourself to think, what are some positive things I can say today to myself in general? Like, oh, it's a beautiful freaking day outside. This is like a day that I would take my dog out and like take action on that. You live a better life when you're taking action on the things you're thinking, you're saying, and you have to start off with thinking and saying positive things first. And why would we give that power to someone else and that validation to someone else? You want to have that power to yourself and not rely on someone else to tell you that things are good. Growing up, I used to be like that all the time. Then I started creating my own luck, creating my own value, creating my own worth, and I started seeing the world differently. I struggled with anorexia for 9 years growing up. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm standing up. I know I'm like crouching over. You're like, what is she doing? But I'm standing up because I had surgery and I'm not allowed to sit. That's my own self-image thing. I'm in pain, so like every time I'll stand up, I have like the light set up, so like in certain angles you'll see more light. But because I wanted to show you like some nature for the sake of this video. You'll see why. Like, if I'm bending over back and forth, it's because the need for me to stretch is very real right now and I'm off meds. I want to like power through it. I struggled with anorexia for 9 years. I have a video on it, how to get it over an eating disorder. It's really, really painful that we do this to ourselves. I look back at the photos and think like I was a stick even before anorexia, where the truth was I just developed faster than everyone else. Someone made a comment on it after everyone else started developing and they ended up bigger than me and all this, and I thought I was overweight. But the thing was, I was not at all, and it was all in my head and I was being delusional. Be whatever shape you are. Don't comment on someone else's looks unless it's something that they can fix in 10 seconds. Like if your hat is askew, if you have lipstick on your teeth. I knew a guy who was like this, where he was kind of delusional, very, very handsome, very, very clever, very, very talented. All these good things about him. Very attractive, obviously, very smart guy, silly and funny and loving and warm. He didn't see himself that way, so he had like 2 marriages that were horrible for like 40 years. His dating life was horrible because everybody saw his worth, but he didn't. They tried to take advantage of him. He basically screwed himself. And I don't want you in that hole where you don't think you're good enough, so you're with partners that aren't good enough either. The way we do this is we get into the mindset that we are first off beautiful. You already are, and you already have it, being beautiful. Now you get to establish, know, and understand it. Second is learning the highlights about yourself. So if you're on Instagram, you see someone's profile and you see their highlights. What highlights and characteristics of yourself do you love that you're proud of? If you're good at a lasso, if you're good at ballet, great at talking with people, if you are really good at sacrificing to get to your goals, that's a huge deal. If you love trying new things, curiosity is scientifically proven to be one of the most attractive traits in people. My friends that I hang out with, they say, oh, I want to do it, I want to try it because I've never done it before. It's so attractive, and like if we fail, if we're bad at it, we just laugh it off because it's the first time we've tried it. And that's really attractive to like discover yourself with someone, and I think that's important that we do that with ourselves first. There is what I call the Lauren Conrad versus Heidi Montag effect. So if you guys have watched Laguna Beach or The Hills, it's a reality TV show from when I was 12 years old or so. It's a horrible show. I went back and watched a little bit of it. It's like 10 minutes long basically, in between like music breaks and Maybelline car commercials. Reality shows are scripted. I live here in Los Angeles, I know. So Laguna Beach is about Orange County, and then there's a spin-off that goes into the hills. You're literally here in the Hollywood Hills. Spins off into them moving to Los Angeles, and they call it the Hills. These two girls are best friends, but they kind of like separate in life by taking different directions and stop being best friends, because the main girl, Lauren Conrad, a go-getter, she's studying, she's trying to do well, she's trying to get a job, she works in fashion. She sees her worth and she won't put it down for some guy. She'll have fun every now and again, but she doesn't like completely lose her self-worth. That's what she was known for. And all the women loved her, even though she wasn't like movie star conventionally pretty. People thought she was pretty because of her personality, so people respected her that way. Her best friend was Heidi Montag, and she kind of let a guy kind of tell her about her life, but she was the one who like guys thought initially, oh, this girl's gorgeous, she's like a Barbie doll, which she is. She's really sweet, she's a good friend, but like she just chose a guy that she loved over her best friend. Everybody hated her and wanted to be Lauren Conrad. Have the Lauren Conrad energy where you have your self-respect, do your own thing first. There's also this actress, I don't know if you know her name, Angelina Jolie. There's another actress who said when she was wanting to feel confident, she would whip out her Angelina Jolie persona. When she needs to play a badass or someone who's like level 100 confident, she pulls out the Angelina Jolie card. You can make this a Beyonce card. You can make this a Tilda Swinton card. You can make this a Queen Latifah of Spain card. Put your own spin on it, and you can make this a you card eventually. When you meet new people and when you're out with your friends, channel this energy, because you're around people that you love or people that you know are gonna love you. Others instantly notice when you're like glowing. Sorry, I'm very Los Angeles. When you're like glowing, when you're being yourself, if someone puts you down in a negative way for it, if someone says like, what are you doing? Like, why are you acting this way? You can say, oh my gosh, thank you for noticing. Stay positive. Say, thank you for noticing. I've been trying this new thing where I step into myself and I'm more confident. If you're honest and authentic and people see that, people love that. It's like honest with others. They see that. They take a step back and they're like, why am I thinking this way? Their gears will turn, truly, and they will appreciate it. Anytime you say something, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, they believe you. If you're not a yes person all the time, if you're not trying to people please, if you're really being yourself and you're like, I can't do this right now, I don't have the space for this, those pants, I don't think they flatter you very well because you have such nice shape. When you're honest and then you give a compliment, people believe it so much more. Being yourself, that's the best thing to be. Another way to kind of understand your beauty is go out into nature. We are biologically very in touch with nature as human beings. If we're not fine with like looking at ourselves, just go out into nature. You don't have to go camping and like get a bunch of bug bites. If you live in an urbanized area, go to a residential street where they have like beautiful roses, a beautiful garden, or go out in the snow wherever you are in the world and just like appreciate it, breathe it in. It really does a world of difference. Scientific study done on this. I know I'm like really scientific here because I like to read a lot about this stuff. When people were healing from surgery, they put people in a room with a view of just like a brick wall, another group of people with a view of nature and hills and grass, and people with the brick wall stayed sick 3 weeks longer and they got depressed. The people who had nature healed instantly. Get some flowers in your house. It doesn't have to be flowers. If you're a plant person, it really does something to you. Like for me, sometimes stepping in the sun with a hat, with SPF, of course, skincare is healthcare. It's really refreshing to have fresh air. Like I always love opening my windows. Another thing is to be receptive and soft, patient with others. When I say this, I don't necessarily mean, I call it singing. For instance, when someone says something, say like you break bad news to me, oh, really? I have friends who do this and I can see right through it. They're doing it because they feel like they have to do it, and it bothers me a little bit. You don't have to sing. If that's not your energy, if that's not you, if you're a badass, if you're tough, is very concise with their word, you can still be soft and receptive with badass energy and just be like, sounds good. Thanks, that's great. You don't have to use a lot of words. You don't have to sing. You can just be yourself. You can be a badass and be soft and receptive. And I don't necessarily mean, don't show that like it doesn't bother you, because if something bothers you, you want to show like your authenticity, speak out about it. You're not going to sit there and take it, because it's been proven that if you don't voice your airs, your life will be ruined. Like marriages get ruined this way. When people direct the conversation to start talking about you, what you want to do is, even if you're self-deprecating, I want you to start talking positively about yourself. Start saying positive things. And if you do say something about yourself, don't give people the chance to stomp all over you. For example, I used to say like, oh, it's because I'm really bad at this and I'm stupid with blah blah blah. Other people, when we would get in a fight, they would use it against me, and I thought like, okay, first off, that person has horrible character. They're seeing that you're stomping all over yourself. Why shouldn't they? I don't think it's weakness to show patience, to show being soft, to show being that you're being receptive. Quite the opposite. Because if you're like water, if you're moldable, if you're flexible, if you can handle a lot of situations, water doesn't break. Remember that. If you can talk about yourself in a positive light, you have the advantage. So when it comes to your pretty privilege, your energy, your mindset, stay positive, stay soft. I also linked a video on how to get some pretty privilege physically. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.